I take from my bed to the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Will today be rough or will today be great? 9, 10, 11, 12. Lately I've been going through hell. 13, 14, 15, 16. Today's the day. Are you coming? Are you sick of being normal? I'm sick of being average. I'm sick of being mortal. I'm about to be a savage. I see a lot of things that I want, I will have them. I got a new mindset that I just established. I'll march through the cold with the nails on the pavement. I'll shovel that coal just to get out the basement. My story will be told, helping others make changes. I'll be so bold, they will watch in amazement.
Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start or will I keep waiting? Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it. Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start or will I keep waiting? Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it.
Foot up on the pedal, pushing hard to the metal. Make a deal with the devil. Channel rage through my vessel into something that is special. Energy of a rebel, going up a level. I just wanna be greatness. I could feel changes, turn a new page and tie up my laces. I will be the bravest, break out of my cages. I will not be nameless, I will not be aimless.
Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start or will I keep waiting? Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it. Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start or will I keep waiting? Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to episode 199 of the Locked In Podcast. What's up, guys?
Let's go.
The Locked In Podcast. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up, man?
Yo.
Let's go. 199. Rich, what's up, brother? Dante, what's up, bro? Welcome back in, guys. Thanks for joining tonight.
Yo,
Yes,
thank you for having us.
No problem. We got some other guys that are going to be coming in here too. Zach from the last podcast will be back in. He's going to be a little late in. Rob said he'll likely be able to make it in here too, so probably be a little late. And then Mary is kind of a similar situation to Rob. Who'll likely be in here too, a little late. So we should have 3 other people coming. Actually, George is supposed to come in here too. So he does have the link and everything. So he's actually supposed to be on here. So he'll probably be coming too. So we have like 3 or 4 more people coming in here tonight, back with the ones in this round, and then we're actually going to do a Super Bowl episode in 2 weeks. So obviously, hopefully the Eagles get through this game, but if they do anyway, either way, we're having a Super Bowl episode in 2 weeks. But anyway, the NFC and AFC championships this Sunday, 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Or the second one might be 6:30, but either way, 2 big matchups. Obviously, we have our Philadelphia Eagles. They're going up against the Rich just kicked out, but he'll be back on. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Washington Commanders in the first slate of games. And then the second game, we obviously know we got Kansas City versus Buffalo in a big matchup as well. So what we're going to do is we'll get into the matchups, guys. We'll talk about our predictions. And then I'm going to actually list some key inactives, at least for Washington side, that I think could be pretty big going into this game. Eagles Commanders. But if you're not already subscribed, guys, and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, turn notifications on. Release content every single week, either related to sports or personal development. So if you like that type of content, you don't want to miss that. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm assuming you're already part of the community, so thank you for that. Still hit that like button and comment in tonight, guys. We want to hear your feedback. Got some chat going right here. My boy Mike, he said, yo, what's up? And then on top of it, here, let me actually take this overlay out of here real quick because it's going to block the comments. Actually, I can kind of move these around. Nah, I can't. So let me put this overlay on here. So Dame, episode 199, many more to come. Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Appreciate you, brother. Dante, what's up, bro?
So what's up, man?
Tizzy.
Listen, man, it was crazy this weekend, man. Like we really made it through. My biggest concern, honestly, is the quarterback, Washington's quarterback, just because he's trying this new training where he's like practicing the game with the VR, but he's practicing it at a faster speed. So when he plays the game, everything's in slow motion, which makes a lot of sense. It's just he might be the only person practicing like that, which gives him a big advantage when he plays us. The only difference is like you can't fake a hit, but hopefully, like, our defense will like, shut that down. So
Yeah, I didn't know he was practicing like that, to be honest. But yeah, he's a hell of a quarterback, to be honest. He hasn't really taken many hits this year. So if we could put some hits on him, I'm not sure if you heard what the defensive coordinator for Washington said about Hurts, but he made a comment today that he said we're going to hit Hurts like a running back, which I mean, I think is fair. They're like, oh, we're going to hit him hard and we're going to hit him like a running back when he decides to run, which a lot of people were kind of upset with. They're like, oh, he's trying to headhunt. My whole thing on it is you just hit Jaden Daniels the same way. I think you do hit a quarterback like a running back when they escape the pocket and run. At that point, that's why it's up to them to slide down. They don't have the padding. But you hit Jaden Daniels the exact same way.
I feel like Jaden,
he gets out that pocket. We're hitting.
I feel like Hurts needs to like come out there and play like he's a kid at the end of the day, like have fun, and also like how you're a kid and you gotta be the quarterback some plays and you get hit and you get back up, you shake yourself off and you go back out there. You're gonna have to do a couple of those. You gotta be tough. This is also like the professionals, it's the big league. So I expect you to get hit. I also expect you to stay in the game. And he took a crazy hit last game. He shook himself off, hurt his leg, which could have been devastating, but he shook himself off, got back out there and won and finished the game and won. So we need a little bit more of that. I mean, I'm supporting him just like the rest of the city right now. We just need to go out there and have a good game. We really need to like lock in uh our defense, our offense. I need to see AJ Brown get a touchdown. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting because Hurts is obviously a little bit banged up. Obviously, I still think he's gonna be fine to throw the football. We'll see what his mobility looks like out there. Apparently, some people saw him practicing and he looked okay. He didn't look like horrible or
yeah.
super limited, to be honest. But yeah, no, you're right. I do say this. We do need to stick to our identity. That's the one thing I will say as well. Saquon, we have to go to Saquon because I will say this. Their rush defense is ranked 30th. They are not a good rush defense. Even last week, even though they beat the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs still had a hell of a game. He had 100-something yards, a huge game on them. And the only reason, I'll be honest, that Washington won last week is Goff had what, 4 interceptions? I mean, 4 picks. They overcame it once this year when he threw 5, and they overcame it, I think, when they played the Texans. But here's the thing. You're playing with your food at that point. Usually when you have 4 picks, you're not winning a ball game. So at the end of the day, it was a 14-point game. They could have won that game if they didn't turn the ball over 4 times. But Washington, honestly, their division team. I'm not supposed to say this, but I like Jaden Daniels, how he plays and stuff. I do think Washington is a very dirty team, though. you have to, if they want to hit Hurts when he goes out, and, and obviously they're just vocalizing it. A lot of people are pissed off, that the defensive coordinator made that same, but you want to hit Hurts like a running back, you hit Jaden Daniels like a running back. You hit him hard. And you know what? You're going to let him know, like, you come across the field, like, we're not playing, dude. We're going to hit you hard. I didn't know, though, Tizzy, I didn't know that he was practicing that way with the VR stuff. Jaden Daniels. I will say this, though. I heard that they're practicing inside. They're not practicing outside right now, and the Eagles are practicing outside. So apparently they have already done the simulation. We're practicing outside. They're playing in a warm, little comfortable environment right now. How they're practicing. So
my only thing with that is, don't they play, like, are they is their main stadium outside or inside? It's
It's
outside.
outside.
Yeah, so they basically
yeah,
like
no, it's
playing in the
outside.
same condition. So I don't know. Maybe the practice
But
will make a difference though.
yeah, but understand this too. So a lot of people aren't looking at this right now. They haven't played outside in a while. You got to think about it. They haven't had any home. They haven't had any home games. So they have played. I'm gonna give you their two last games. They played down south in Florida in Tampa Bay, and then they went and they played up north in a dome against the Lions. So they have not played in cold weather. They've not played in cold weather in a while. So could be a factor. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, obviously at the end of the day, you have to go out there and beat the team. But a lot of Rams fans are complaining now and saying, oh, the only reason the Eagles beat us is because we played in the snow. Well, at the end of the day, we were on the field too. We had to play in the snow. So, you're a West Coast team. You play inside SoFi. You come prepared for that. You knew it was going to snow on Sunday. It's like,
shout out to SoFi Bank. It's a great bank. But yeah. One thing though,
SoFi.
I feel like
Appreciate you, Mike.
I really feel like it might be Bills and Eagles in the Super Bowl this year. I don't know. I feel like Canada. I feel like Kansas. This is my personal opinion. I feel like a lot of their games that I watched, a lot of their games were won by like calls from the refs, not like actually them. I feel like they made a lot of mistakes this year, and the refs kind of bailed them out. Their record is they have a good record, but if the games was called fair, would that record be that record? Would they be like a wild card, or would they have an outstanding record like they do now? That's a big factor to me in the game, because I feel like they got like an easy way to the playoffs and the Super Bowl and all that other stuff. And it's like I saw like the Falcons, them and the Falcons this year. I saw a game where a call made and broke that game, where the Falcons could have won but they lost, and I feel like that creates momentum, and like it's like the structure of their game. I feel like they just had it too easy.
They had a lot of games like that this year. Zach knows too. I was gonna say, welcome in, Zach. What's up, brother? Thanks for joining.
What's up?
Thank you. Yeah, what's up? I already can tell you're talking about the Chiefs, so yeah.
I was gonna say he's a Broncos fan, so he knows too, man. They had a game this year where they came down right to the end, like where they nearly pulled it down. So Kansas City, man, they just that game against the Texans. I didn't even really get a chance to watch it, but I was on my way to somewhere and I was listening to it on the radio, and the broadcaster on the radio was just complaining about how the calls were just like it was so obvious that they were favoring Kansas City. I heard it was a horribly like officiated game from what I've heard. Like, how blatant it was calls.
I don't think they're that good this year. I really feel like might be the worst Kansas City team out of the last like 3 years, and the only reason why we can't really see it is because the refs. It's Kansas City and the refs against everybody, like right now. So like
and I tipped my cap to them last year, to be honest, because they had during the season, you remember they lost a lot of games because a lot of those players were dropping balls last year. Like Mahomes was throwing them great balls and they were dropping them in key situations, including Kelsey, to be honest. But I will say they went on the road last year. They won in Buffalo. They won in Baltimore. And then they went and won the Super Bowl against 49ers. There was nothing I could do last year but tip my cap to them. But this year, they've had a lot of
I
help.
don't think
I agree
they.
with you.
I don't think they really won.
Yeah.
I think their record should be. I don't know. I'm not gonna say they wouldn't make the playoffs, but they damn sure should be like a should have been coming in as a wild card. And I feel like the refs helped them a lot. Also, I feel like the Bills, man. I feel like the Bills, if they could blow them out, I get a good lead on them. I don't think Kansas City will catch up. But I don't know, man. It really comes down to the calls when you play the Kansas City. Which, if they do go to the Super Bowl with
Yeah.
us, I feel like you never know what will happen. And
Yeah. It's true. Rob, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining, man.
Hey, what's going on,
Welcome
fellas?
in.
Yo,
What's up?
how,
What's
how do y'all
up?
feel about Kansas,
Um,
man? How y'all feel?
Kansas
just what
City.
you said.
Like my point. Yeah, yeah. My point on it is, I think that I don't think they're gonna. This game is gonna be close either way. I don't see either of these teams blowing anybody out. Kansas City, every single game has been close this year. So what that tells you is the sample size. Is it tells you that this game is going to be a close game. To be honest, at first I was pulling for Buffalo and just thought Kansas City was going to win. I think Buffalo is going to win, man. I'm kind of probably obviously the favorite is going to be Kansas City, and they're only favored by 1.5 though, and they're the home team. So if you actually give the away team 3 points, technically Buffalo would actually be the favorite team here because you usually give 3 points to the home team. So when I last saw the line, it was 1.5. I don't know if it's going up, but at 1.5, you kind of lean Buffalo. But also, I just think it's Josh Allen's time. I just do. Burrow faced him twice in the AFC Championship, and he's 1-1. Josh Allen's 0-1. This is the time to do it. I do think that this is the time, but officiating could play a big factor here. Obviously, everybody wants – not everybody, but, NFL wants to see Kansas City get the chance to at least go to the Super Bowl for that three-peat, big marketing, big things. But, hey, Josh Allen is, in my book, the MVP this year. I actually got him over Lamar, and
I was about
I
to
think the Bills
say,
pulled this one.
I was about to say the big question of the year, man. If Josh
Gotta get
Allen makes it to the
Josh.
Super Bowl with the Eagles, based on who wins that game and how that game is played, who do you really think should take that MVP? Saquon or Josh Allen? I feel like that's the
Saquon.
biggest question of the year because I'm going with Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course I would say Saquon, but Saquon, because he didn't rush in that final game, they're not going to give it to him, man. I just think I don't think they're going to give it to him. Now we go to the Super Bowl. I don't think there's a doubt in my mind that Saquon can get the Super Bowl MVP, but season MVP, I think it's going to be Joshua Lamar, to be honest, because Saquon didn't rush in that last game. If he would have rushed in that last game and broke the record, he'd seriously be in the conversation. But I actually looked at the odds not that long ago. Since he didn't play in that game, he's a third choice, but he's like the odds are he's kind of out. Like the
I feel like he
conversation, it's more
deserves
like
it, man. I know it normally
all
goes
right,
to a quarterback, but I feel like he deserves it.
especially over
Right.
Lamar, man. He's got so many. I mean,
Hey.
how many can you give Lamar Jackson? Jeez,
I'm gonna be
that's
honest.
why I would say this year's Josh Allen.
Lamar needs a
Mhm.
super team. Like for Lamar to get a trophy, he might need to like partner up like how Bron and Steph Curry like with KD. Like he needs like a power team. It's not just because of him,
Mhm.
but like I noticed Lamar Jackson is low key stingy with the ball sometimes, like because he runs, which is cool. But I mean, he's a talented quarterback, but I think he needs something like he needs a team built around the way he plays.
I don't
But
agree. I feel like Lamar got a bad break this season. He had one of his most dependable targets drop a pass, and one of the most vital parts of the game. And that's one of the most dependable tight ends that you could have in the
Mark
game.
Inch,
He just got a bad break. Like really, they really should have won that game. I think that was just
and
a really bad break. Unfortunately, it happens like
Mm.
that sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
it would have been
I'm a
tied.
I always say like it's always a combination of skill and a little bit of luck. You know,
I'm gonna tell you something though. I watched the
Yeah,
replay of that same pass that he dropped, and I saw that same play. played the same exact play maybe like 4 or 5 times, and every time Mark Andrews have dropped that ball that same exact way, that same play. And I'm like, wow, that play's just not for him. So I mean, I feel like you as a
Yeah.
quarterback, if your player can't catch the ball on that certain play, that play is not for him. Like, like that's asking Shaq to shoot a three.
Yeah.
Cause like, you feel me? You don't ask Shaq to shoot a three. You feel me?
Yeah, I'll be honest.
So
So I probably wouldn't blame Lamar. Yeah, I wouldn't blame Lamar on that though. I would blame kind
that
of the
might be
coach maybe for
coaching.
drawing that up.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
coaching on that play. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
You still got to catch that ball, man.
Yeah,
That's the freaking
okay.
playoff.
Catch
Man.
that.
Yeah,
You gotta catch that.
I don't care if he drops. I don't care if he drops it 9 times out of 10 in the divisional round of playoffs. That better be the ball you catch.
you gotta catch that, John.
Did you guys see the
Gotta
amount
catch
of
it,
hate he's been getting? It's
Bro, the
crazy.
memes are funny, man. I've been laughing at every single meme.
but the hate's crazy, bro. It gets
Yeah.
nuts.
They
Yeah.
said they
the
jumped
hate?
him.
It,
Yeah, they said he got jumped by the team at the it was a meme at the end of the game. And he rushed into the locker room and jumped him. I was laughing so hard, man.
Because
It's
he
been
fumbled
crazy.
the drive before and then dropped the tying 2-point conversion. So the
yeah,
fans are going crazy.
and he's considered a top 5 tight end in football, man. That shit just cannot happen. You're considered like a top 5 target. In this league, that's not easy to do. I don't care how during the season, man. If you do that type of shit in the playoffs, hey, that's the one thing they knock Travis Kelce, right? Travis Kelce, he might not have had the best year, but like last week he balled out. In the playoffs when it matters, he had a big game. And that's where true legends are made, are in the playoffs. So, yeah, that can't happen, man. That
I got
can't
a
happen.
question for y'all.
But
Who's the running back for the Ravens?
Derrick Henry, man,
Eric Henry.
beast. Yeah, Derrick Henry, bro, huge. He's a beast. Right behind Saquon, bro. Like honestly, like him and Saquon. I mean,
Wait,
Saquon
did I
was the
zone
best.
out? I was saying those key passes should go to
Yeah,
Derrick Henry. He's like a top 5 running back. Like, you don't have to give it to the tight end
yeah, or,
sometimes. Like,
or
that's
even try
my
to run him
question.
there. To be
That's
honest,
only
on the
my
2 point.
question. 'Cause, I
I feel like
mean,
they got the
I'm
game
Yeah,
plan on Henry though now. Like back in the day, like probably even like not back like 2-3 years ago, Henry, it was like he was seen as this unstoppable running back. But now they found out, yo, you all you got to do with Derrick Henry, like he's still a killer. I ain't gonna lie. Obviously, over 1,000 yards rushing this season, but what they found out in the NFL, yo, don't let this dude hit his stride. You don't even let him get a start after his like second, third step. Then he pushing through you. He going right through you. And now they like don't even let him get his second or third step. So that's how they start hitting him at the line early, and he gets no momentum moving forward. And so they they got a formula on him now. Not to say that he's not one of the top running backs, because you're right, he's still top 5. But it's
yeah,
they got a little T on him.
yeah. I think if you that's the thing, if he gets out in space, he's dangerous because he can like if he gets momentum, like you said. But yeah, no, that's kind of Derrick Henry. Like if he doesn't get the speed or get the hole, and their offensive line isn't as good as ours either. That's why he's allowed to get. Saquon's a little bit different. Like he's more of a power back, Derrick Henry. Where Saquon, he's still strong and he's powerful, but he can also cut. Like he can cut like none other. Saquon, his cutbacks are kind of ridiculous. Like how he can cut it out and everything. He's quick.
Don't forget jumping.
Saquon's another one. You get to it. Yeah, he can leap. And if Saquon gets in space, he's gone. Like he gets in space, he's the same way.
He's gone.
But yeah, I guess what we could do is we were kind of talking about the Bills and the Chiefs there. Let's start with that game. We'll go around, see what everybody's thinking of, like thoughts on predictions and stuff, and then we'll kind of work our way back to the earlier game, which obviously the big one for us guys of Philly here, the Eagles and the Commanders here. So Chiefs and Bills, I kind of said what my thoughts were on that. I think the Bills are going to pull it out, but again, the favorite in the city. I would not be shocked if Kansas City pulls out, but I just think it's finally Josh Allen's year to get over that hump and finally get to the Super Bowl. What's your guys' thoughts, guys? I'll start with you, Rich. We can just work our way around, man. What's your thoughts on that game?
On me, I'm going. Man, I hate to say this, man. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs because they at home. They got they
Yeah,
getting a lot of love from
you
the
got it.
zebras. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go cheat, and a part of it. I don't know if it's a little biased or whatever, but I do want to get my get back as a Birds fan, so I'm with it. But I would like to see a Josh Allen get through. Just off of the being a general NFL fan, you want to see Josh Allen get through. But I'm the realist in me, and looking at the circumstance, looking at they're playing at home, just looking at how things usually unfold for them. Gonna go with the Chiefs, man.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm on the same boat. It kills me to say this. I don't want them to win. I really don't. But I got the Chiefs, winning this one. Patrick Mahomes has had Josh Allen's number for years now. I think he's 3-0 against him, all time. At least in the playoffs or regular season, I'm not 100% sure, but I know he's 3-0 against him. That crazy comeback he had against the Bills with like 12 seconds, he brought it all the way down. Patrick Mahomes is unstoppable. That defense is crazy. My heart wants the Bills to win. I really don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but by all metrics and by all logic, I just got the Chiefs winning, beating out the Bills. They've been hot fire. Defense is crazy. Their defense wins championships, and as you know, defense carries you far in the playoffs. While the Chiefs' offense hasn't been as great as prior years, the Chiefs has an amazing defense, and the fact that they have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time at the center with an amazing defense, that's hard to bet against. So I got the Chiefs, but I want the Bills to win. So we'll see where
Yep.
it goes.
That's a good breakdown there. You're right, man. Josh Allen's number, yeah, for sure. Mahomes has it. 3-0, I think, in the postseason against them. And also, we've seen this story before. People are like, oh, look, they were one of the only teams besides the final game of the year where they rested players against the Broncos. They were the only team to beat Kansas City this year. People are like, oh, Buffalo beat them. Yeah, but we've seen this before because Josh Allen has beaten Mahomes in the regular season and then gone on to the playoffs to lose before. So we've seen this story before with Josh Allen and the Bills. And also, they were home. They got to go to Arrowhead. And I looked at their record. This year, they're 8-0 at home, the Chiefs. So would not be shocked. I just feel a little bit of magic maybe coming, and finally maybe it's his time to get past. So that was my only thoughts. But I would not be shocked, guys, if the Chiefs win. Would not be shocked at all. After all, they are the favorites in this game. Zach, what's your thoughts on this one,
bro? My thoughts are, unfortunately, I think the Chiefs are going to win. But on paper, the Bills are the better team. They're more explosive on offense. They're really good on defense, and I think the Bills, they should win. But do I think the Zebras are going to come in and do some of their work? Yeah, probably, and I saw it happening, even before, the postseason with them. So I do think that it's going to go the same way. It's going to go with the Zebras, and it's going to go towards Kansas City. And of course, the league wants to see Mahomes win. The Mahomes is the league's golden child, so they're probably not going to want to see him lose. But that's probably how it's going to go. And unfortunately, I think it's going to go back to them because that's just how it goes.
Zach, ain't the
Yeah.
Broncos almost beat the Chiefs earlier this season, and the referees stepped in on that one? Pretty sure the Broncos almost beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Broncos almost beat them. They lost by a blocked field goal. Which, I mean, I look back at the film, and honestly, that guy really didn't even give effort to block someone. So I'm thinking, I'm not saying the NFL is going to be scripted, but I'm thinking they told him, like, oh, make sure this guy gets through or something like that, because it didn't look like he was even trying. I was like, Okay, well, can't really blame it on him because he was probably
The
told something.
Yeah.
Kansas
So
City Zebras.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Change the
Yeah,
zebra stripes to
It is
crimson
crazy.
and
I
white.
like that. The Kansas City Zebras. That's what I'm going with. I'm gonna tell you this
I will
though.
say this though too. But
Go
I'll
ahead.
let you go in a minute, man. Not my bad. I just like 2 seconds. I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
the only other thing I can say is maybe this could be a good narrative for Josh Allen too, if he's the MVP year. You know what I mean? MVP year for Josh Allen, go to the Super Bowl. We'll see. But I do think I think you guys are right though. The bigger narrative though is gonna be, that three-peat for KC. At least to get them there. You know what I mean? I keep saying this. Once they get there, even if they don't win it, they've gotten all their money from the promotion to get them there. Super Bowls in 2 weeks, they'll pour a dump ton of money into that game. Everybody's going to be like watching. It's going to get their viewership up because, is KC going to get the three-peat? And then even if they don't win it, they still got all the promo to get there. So, um, Dante, what's up, brother? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Are you good? You good? The Kansas City Zebras, bruh. I'm going with that for the rest of the year. I could tell you this though: if the
Yeah,
Eagles play Kansas City this year, I'm gonna figure out what we can do to post all the refs that's roughing that game information. Like it needs to come out
right.
so they know that the fans in Philly are serious. We don't play about our sports, and whatever happens,
Hmm.
happens. But we just want
Right.
a fair. We want a fair game. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta
that's all we
say.
want, man. Just let them,
We want a
just let
fair
them play,
game.
man. I'm content with it as long as they let them play. But I have a feeling, if it's a close game, it won't come down. That won't happen.
Yeah,
My buddy John over here said, I think Buffalo's going to win. They have been more consistent as of late, and they have spirit and teamwork that's close to matching the Eagles. Yeah, and the one thing about them is a lot of people do sleep on their defense. Their defense is a pretty good defense too. Like Zach said, I think on paper Buffalo is the better team. But do I think in a close game, which I think this is going to be a close game, that the refs could absolutely have an impact? Absolutely. So that's the only
man.
thing that worries me. I think I'm picking a little bit with my heart here, but
I want to see the two top players and the two top quarterbacks go at it this year in the Super Bowl. I feel like I
yeah,
don't want to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, I think Washington's a good team. I'm not really worried about them. Um, I just feel like the I feel like the best Super Bowl is the Buffalo against the Eagles. Um, and I definitely want to have a crazy parade this year, man.
of
Um,
course, and we all do.
yeah, man. That's all we could talk about right now is football because basketball sucks, and I feel like we really
Yeah,
Eagles really need to bring this one in, man. But
yeah,
the
Sixers
Zebras
are
do not
trash.
lose. The Zebras do not lose.
Yeah, the Super Bowl has weird things happen though. So I'm like, once they
Yeah,
get there, you never know. I've seen some crazy stuff
never
where you
know.
think that that's gonna happen, and yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
And
something
it
was
would be nice.
weird.
I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice
Something definitely was
to get the
weird
get
with the
back on them. It'd
field.
be nice.
Yeah, like I do want to get back though because that field play was crazy. Like our players couldn't even run for real, and I don't know what was going on. We couldn't get new cleats for the field in the last Super Bowl.
They-
I think things like that they should like delay the game for the players because not only was the field bad, but like people could get seriously hurt. It's not safe to play
Yeah,
on a bad field. I feel like something should have been done about that. Because both sides were bad, but like I heard that Kansas City had got new cleats and Eagles couldn't get a new cleat, and that really you saw how we lost. We couldn't barely run on the field. So I know this year I'm hoping that if we go to the Super Bowl, we don't have to worry about like stuff like that. You feel me? I don't want to hear no conspiracies, theories. I just want a fair game. You feel me? So,
that's all I want to. That's all I want to. Yeah, no, that field was really, really. It was like an experimental field that they were playing with, like in the Super Bowl in Arizona. That was so weird, and that didn't favor our D line at all. Who had 70 sacks that year. It kind of favors the O line when it's like that slippery because the D line you have to kind of push off to be able to, you know what I mean, push off from your plantar foot to be able to kind of get your burst. So that did not favor us at all. A 70 sack team who our D line was crazy that year. John
Yeah.
said KC lost to the Broncos when they should not have. I think KC is off. Andy is building the team this season similar to how the Eagles used to blow it under his leadership. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The only difference is now he's got Super Bowl rings, so he doesn't really get the choking thing anymore. But we'll see. We'll see. I think this is going to be I think this game is going to be very close. It's going to be very close. Kansas City's games have all been close. So besides last game of the season when they rested, but I think that this is going to be a close game. I might just be thinking on my heart here, but I'm going to say that I think because I just think it's finally time for Josh Allen to get over that hump. It's just finally the time. Like it's just how long can it, you know what I mean, go on? Like it's like but
Maybe
we'll
it's his year
happens,
next year. But no, all jokes aside, I really feel like
Yeah.
Josh Allen need to come out there and blow him out. If you don't blow him out early, then it could be a close game. You always got to think about Patrick with the comebacks. But other than that,
Yeah, if you go up 2 touchdowns on him, I'm not gonna lie, Kansas City's in trouble. I'll say it right now. Kansas City's in trouble. You go up 2 touchdowns because I know Mahomes has known to come back, right? He came back from 10 points at halftime in the Super Bowl, everything like that. I understand that, but that's not the way Kansas City plays this year. Kansas City usually is up 7, or they're up 3, or they're up at like, they're up a little bit and they just hang around, then they go up again, and that's kind of the way they've played football this year. If you go up 2 touchdowns on Kansas City, I'm not going to lie, it could be very problemsome for Kansas City. So you go up 2 touchdowns. I don't even mean 10 points. I mean 2 touchdowns. I think it could
they
be
might need
problemsome
3.
for them.
They might need 3 to lock it down. I don't
Maybe.
want it to be
Could
close.
be.
If it's too close, I feel like the
Just
stripes is going to get involved. The zebra's going to get involved.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
John said, I really want Buffalo to win.
yeah, for marketability and like marketing purposes, I think Kansas City would be the better option just because everyone wants to see Kansas City lose. So I feel like more and more people would tune in to watch Kansas City lose versus, watch Buffalo versus the Eagles. And they're kind of like, oh, I kind of already know the outcome of this. I think they want to see the uncertainty of Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I honestly, I feel like that Kansas City is starting to become our rivals in a way. Like we
we
have
play
to
them
beat
again this
them.
year.
We have to beat them. Like that's a must. Like
Yeah.
it's not as bad as the
Hey,
Cowboys, but we have to beat them.
Yeah, completely unrelated. But when we played Brady the second time we faced him in the playoffs, we beat him. So we play Mahomes the second time. We should beat him, right? I don't know. I think the Eagles. I agree on though what Rob said too. Defense does win championships. It's the only thing that worries me is the better offense for sure is Buffalo this year, but the defense winning championships. Kansas City does have a good defense. It's the only thing that worries you. Their defense is really good. John said their biggest issue with the Eagles is that they get cocky once they start to gain a lead. They stop trying. I mean, with the rivalry with KC, the next coach. Yeah, I don't think in the Super Bowl they would do that. They did kind of get that way. I'm not going to lie against the Rams last week. After
They gave them
Saquon hit that
a
final
free
touchdown.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
the defense kind of let up. The defense let up a little bit, and they let them score too quick. That could have been detrimental, but Jalen Carter came through on the final drive. That was big, but I'll actually jump to that now. So I'll jump to the Eagles and the Washington game now. Obviously, this is a big game. All the metrics will tell you that the Eagles win this game, but obviously Washington's playing with house money right now. They have nothing to lose. This team's loose. Nobody expecting them to be here right now. Yeah, they're coming on the road, but I think this is going to be a close game. I've heard some people tell me their predictions on here. I had 2 people tell me. One of them was actually Thomas. Thomas said he thinks it's going to be 41-17. Eagles, and then another buddy of mine said 33 or 34-17. So
Yeah, I
two
know
big
it's
get yeah, two big blowouts. Some people I think are also feeling this is going to be kind of similar to how we blew out how we had a close game against the Falcons in the year we won the Super Bowl, and then we went and, like, blew the team out the next week in the NFC Championship game. This is just different though. It's a different team. It's completely different. I think it's going to be close. I do. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I just have the feeling, can the Eagles blow them out? I think they can, but I just feel like this is, again, it's the third time you're playing a division rival. I think it's going to be close. I think the Eagles do win, but I do think you need to stay true to your identity. People get so mad. They're like, oh, Hurst needs to throw more. You need to do this. Nah, you run Saquon because their defense is they're a 30th ranked rush defense. You run the ball against them. Both times
you know
Saquon
what?
played him, he had over 150 yards.
I'm not gonna
You
lie.
run him.
I feel like we should do like a swap with the running backs, run Saquon, but running Gainwell. I don't want to see Saquon hurt too. Like I feel like uh Washington is playing to hurt us. They're not just playing; they're playing to hurt us.
Yeah,
So I don't want us to be hurt in
yeah.
the Super Bowl. I feel like we kind of like I feel like we
No,
could
I
win
get
this
it.
game, but I feel like we need to like take precautions on like who we actually play, how much time. We need to like really play smart. Go with the time, go with the plays, try to score, run the clock out, and just play with our head on our shoulders, not just play to win,
Yeah,
but like play to make it to the next game, like healthy. I feel like that's the biggest goal in this
we
game.
can play. We can play and obviously be smart. Like Hurts got to slide down and stuff. But I will say this: we have to out physical them. We can't be scared. We can't do that. We have to out physical them. They're gonna hit. We need to hit hard too. It's going to be a physical game for sure. The way Washington plays, and yeah, they definitely have a knack for playing dirty. You have to out physical this team for sure. Okay, you put Saquon out to the flat, and okay, this guy Luvu, who was the one who put the hit on Hurts, put a hit on Goff this past week. Hey, you got two old linemen just gonna level this dude. Like, you have to, like, literally, you need to go out there and you need to hit, out on the outside, throw hard blocks on these guys. You know what I mean? Show them who you are. At the end of the day, like, this is the playoffs. Like, I feel like players get injuries happen, but obviously we want people, if we have to get to the Super Bowl first. So you'll have 2 weeks to rest as a bar and obviously serious injuries, but you got to out physical this team. You got to come in here. It's your house, your home. You're hosting the NFC Championship game. You gotta dominate this team in terms of physicality, and I really do think the Eagles are going to come out and do that on Sunday.
Now, where are you gonna watch the game?
I don't know
Yeah,
yet. I don't know.
I think
I
they
want to
said
say.
I think
What
they
you
said the
say?
next game was at my crib. I think that's what they said. Maris and all
Yeah,
them dudes. Yeah,
I
but
was.
I just
I
want to
was.
throw something in there real quick.
word.
But
Um, you're right. You're right, bro. Washington is playing to hurt us. You feel me? And I feel like Washington has always been that team that always hated on us. And taking players who have always been bitter, past Eagles players. We talk about Donovan McNabb on the lower end of his career. We talk about Deshaun Jackson when Chip Kelly did him wrong. And I never agree with that situation. I thought we should have kept Deshaun Jackson, but they were get they. This is a hating franchise, and it just so happens that the railing fell in their stadium, almost fell on Jalen Hurts that one year where he had to get up out the way. It's just but now it's new ownership. Now you got you know
Right.
guys like Magic Johnson with partial ownership of the Commanders, and I feel like they're trying to turn this new leaf. And I think Eagles woke up
Mhm.
that second time around when we played them and we lost them by 3 points with backups, mind you, but we lost them by 3 points. And I think we woke up about the Commanders. I think because Barkley even mentioned, I remember these dudes saying, "We're gonna see you when we see you. We're gonna see you in the playoffs later." He was all right, bet. So it's I think they're ready. I think you know like Steve said, we gotta play like we trying to hurt them. You know, if they trying to hurt us, we trying to, of course, keep our health
Yep.
in mind, but we can't hold back. And so I feel like this team saw the game with the Lions, and they like, all right, they coming, they want to come over here, and so we got to show
Hmm.
them what Philly is. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lions played. Lions could match their physicality. Um. Oh wow.
What?
Oh Rob,
What?
Rob you're I think you're muted, bro.
Can you
There
guys
you
hear me
I want
now?
to say I'm
go.
about to
Yeah,
get out of
bro.
here, guys. But I just want to say like it's been like cool, fun talking to you about the game, man. Um, I feel like we're gonna make it. Hopefully, we do a podcast in a couple weeks talking about us making it to the Super Bowl and our predictions.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I thought about going to live, but I feel like if we win, it's gonna be too crowded and people gonna be in the streets. It's gonna be hard to get around. Might just
Yeah.
watch this one at home. Um,
Yeah, brother. I'll reach out to you, man, about like spots to watch it. But I'll let you go, brother, and then I'll let Rob get back to this thing, brother.
all right, have a good one, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother.
All right.
Take care, man. Thanks for joining.
Take
All
care.
right.
Peace. Yo, Rob, what were you saying, brother?
Yeah, so what I was saying is, I don't know if you guys heard. I was saying I'm in agreement with both you guys, but I think you guys are spot on at the same time because the Redskins actually did quote that verbatim. I don't know if you guys heard the Redskins, I said Redskins, the Commanders' defensive coordinator was saying they're gonna hit
Yep.
Jalen Hurts like a running back. If he starts
Running back.
running,
Yep.
they're gonna hit him like a running back. So they're looking to, really inflict some pain. So they're looking to, even if they don't win, to come out this game with some scars. So I definitely think we got to hit him in the mouth back. This is a division rival
Yep.
with all the marbles on the line. We're a stronger team on paper for sure. Jaden Daniels is a problem, but at the same time, he's still a rookie, and we have one of the best defensive
Mm-hmm.
coordinators in the league. So we just can't get soft, play our game. And Jalen definitely got to protect himself when he's out there running because they coming for him. They actually look at him as our weakest link
Exactly.
on offense, surprisingly. So
Yeah, they really do. They really do. Yep. They told my Lotta had a response to it. He says something like "fuck it," like bring it or whatever, like "fuck it," like let's go or something like this weekend. Like when they told him about what the defensive coordinator said, I'm like, so this is gonna be a physical game. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be a physical division game. I think I'm excited for it. And yeah, Hurst just needs to be smart. Get out of bounds, slide down, do the right thing. Don't do anything because that they're gonna try to take shots. But yeah, O linemen, be ready to go. We need the block and we need the physicality. And we can't play scared of getting injured, man. Like I'm sorry, it's NFC Championship game. We play smart, but let's not play scared. Let's not play scared. Like I mean, like we're here to win. This dude, I don't know who this is, but they said Jalen Hurts came to my family restaurant and tipped 12%. Calling Hurts out. He says, I appreciate the tip, but genuinely, but wow. My
Ooh,
work
cheap right there.
bully shot. Wait, my work bully shouts at me. It makes me do Fortnite dance, and then go up we go. 26. I work at Best Buy.
Hey,
What dance move is it? That's my question.
Yeah, what dance from Fortnite?
Hey, what Fortnite move
He
is
said,
it?
"How do I?"
Fortnite dance move.
He said, "How do I make him? How do I make him stop?" I don't know, bro. Just stop dancing for him.
Just tell him to stop. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Genuinely, there. But what dance? What dance is it that they make you do? Yeah, I'm not sure, Zach. What your thoughts are on this game? For this Commanders Eagles game.
Yeah, so I'm knocking on wood right now. I hope I'm 2-0 in predicting the less experienced quarterback versus the most experienced quarterback. It doesn't go one way or the other. Like it goes with the most experience getting
Right.
the win, the less experienced, obviously not. So this is
Mhm.
going to be Jaden Daniels' first game. Jalen Hurts, he's been in this situation many times before, and I think Jalen Hurts just inflicts, his experience on him, and their defense does the job, and they get it done. I think it'll be a 1 or 2 touchdown game. I don't think it's going to be a big blowout, but I do think it's going to be a single-handed 1 or 2 touchdown game. The Eagles go on. The Eagles are probably going to play the Chiefs, unfortunately, but I think it's going to be a rematch of that Super Bowl that they had the other time.
I hope you're right, man. It'd be nice to breathe during this game because that Rams game could not breathe right to that last play. Like it was went right down. Robin Rich, I'll tell you that I wasn't even celebrating the sack. Not until that final 4th down play. Like I was like, I had to still see that final pass. I was like, because I've seen just so much stuff with the Eagles. Like we saw the Falcons game this year, felt very similar, right? Up 6 and they go and they kick extra point and win the game. So it was giving me deja vu of that Falcons game in week 2. But hey, they got the dub. That was actually that's a fun fact. That was actually our only home loss this year. They said the Eagles are with the playoffs now are 8-1 at home. The only loss was that Saquon Barkley drop where the Falcons came back and won our first home game. So we haven't lost since. We won 8 straight at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's good.
So
I'm glad you mentioned
that factor.
I'm glad you mentioned that, bro.
Big factor.
Yeah.
Yo, there's another big factor. They're starting Pro Bowler offensive lineman. I don't know if you're sure you guys seen this. He's out. He tore his ACL, so he's done. So they're missing. And that's actually the guy who, Koshier, whatever his name is, but he's out. And that's actually who Jalen Carter lines up against. So their top O lineman who goes against Carter, they got a backup offensive lineman going against Jalen Carter. That's something that could be very, very big in this game. They might just try to double team him, but I'm not going to lie. It's big when you lose a Pro Bowler offensive lineman. That is huge. And honestly, I think in the playoffs, the trenches play a very big role. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely, especially with the style.
We saw what happened. We saw what happened to Mahomes when they actually played the Bucs against Brady that time when they lost in the Super Bowl. I think they were missing 2 starting Pro Bowler offensive linemen there too, and Mahomes the whole game was running for his life. Like offensive linemen are huge, man. If you're missing like a starting offensive lineman, not everybody has a formidable offensive line coach where they can plug someone in, they can play. So that's going to be something really to watch. I want to see that matchup with Jalen Carter for sure.
Yeah, he's probably going to wreak a lot of havoc in the backfield.
Definitely. So it introduces me as his white boy, Phil Sotovini. He said he shoved me in my work locker. This dude is over here trolling over here.
Yeah,
bro.
Leave that job. That sounds like workplace harassment 101.
I'm pretty sure.
That Marius over there typing and trolling.
I'm pretty sure they have attorneys
saying,
for
Zach?
being bullied in the workplace. So go find one of those.
Yeah, exactly. When I contact, he said, so serious. I don't know how to talk about this. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's like Zach said. I would speak to HR. You just gotta.
Bernie,
Yeah, I don't know if you're trolling or not, but if you're dead serious, I'll be honest. That's what I would do. Just speak to somebody in HR if you're dead serious.
Yeah, that's definitely an HR.
That would be my
issue. So go reach out to your HR, higher management, brother, and go get some help, man. And Steve, before we move forward, Steve, I got something to say, man. How's my volume up? Because I want everybody to hear this joke.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
So my channel, Richer Media, go check it out. My last video, I haven't been making videos. I took kind of a break. You know how stressful the Eagles seasons are. I'm gonna be back soon, but I wanted to let you guys know the last video that I posted, I did a 2024 season prediction, and I hit exactly on the money. Eagles, I said Eagles will go 14-3, bro, and that's exactly what they want, bro. Right on the money. Now, I wasn't right about the exact games that they lost because I said like Bengals. I think I said they were going to lose to the Bengals or something like that. But yo, 14-3, bro, right on the money. And so I feel like, man, in this game, bro, um, just like some of the BS KC games that we've seen, that they were ref kind of crazy, right? I mean, we gotta all sit here and admit.
Yeah.
I don't know, Zach, if you saw the Eagles versus Commanders. I think what was that, Steve, week 14 or that
I think
second time
the second game, right, is week 16. Yeah,
16.
week 16. Yep.
Yeah, so that was one of the worst referee games I've ever seen in my life, man. I mean, we had one of our
Horrible.
main safeties, CJ Gardner Johnson, ejected for taunting. He never put his hands. Actually, the other player actually ripped his helmet off, and he got ejected for taunting. So yeah. So I mean, what I'm saying is, if we don't have these same, and we're not, because those guys were in the last game. We have a different referee crew. We're at home. I do think we're gonna win by double digits. I don't think it's gonna be a big lead, like you said. I think it probably like just right at right at probably like 10 points or something like that. You know what I mean? And I think you know, it counts both ways, and that's what a lot of these coaches. I think it was a big mistake, Rob, what you had mentioned earlier, yo, what that coach said on that podium was one of the biggest mistakes. Thinks back to this week's game, last week's game, excuse me, against the Rams. And I think Steve was talking about it earlier. They were definitely talking about it on the Kelsey podcast. But hey, yo, I hate Philly. I hate their fans. I hate their colors. I hate everything about him. He came in the stadium. He got hit in the mouth. And he left. He went
Traverse.
home. He went home and
Yeah.
watched the
I,
game
I,
on the TV for the rest
yeah.
of the playoffs.
I will say with that dude's a hater, but I will say this. Props to Jared Verse because he did come in and play hard. I will say he didn't get owned. He played hard against us. I will say, being real, you got to back it up when you talk some trash like that. So I mean, hey,
Yeah, I
came
mean,
in and he played hard. I wanted to share this actual real quick. Speaking of the refs here, Rich, I wanted to just share this actually real quick.
he played
I'm
hard,
gonna
man.
kind of
But
just put this
that
on the
one
window just to
Barkley
show.
first run, man, he was
So
right behind him. He got left,
so
bro.
yeah. So here's the Eagles' record with this ref that's calling this weekend. We're actually 6-1, and he's calling the game this weekend for us. So we actually have a favorable officiating crew finally for once. This guy, Eagles are 6-1. He's been in the league since 2018. His crew is who's calling the game this weekend. So 6-1. Take chances with that. So, we don't have that same crew that called that game in week 16 where they threw, CJ out the game for talking trash, which is crazy.
That's still
threw him
crazy.
out the game, and that it really is. So they need to watch out for this guy, Luvu, though. This guy's dirty. He plays dirty.
Scumbag.
You got to watch out for this linebacker, Frankie Luvu.
Scumbag.
And,
So-
somebody needs to – I'd put it to be honest, even if it's a penalty, I'd take early in the game or something. If he tries to do something, you got to put a hard hit on this guy. You just got to let him know that even if I'm not saying it's going to take him out the game, you got to let him know that you try some shit. This is what's going to happen. You just got to send a message because this is going to be a physical game, division game, so it's going to be physical.
So basically what I heard from that was if the Commanders win, they're going to become the NFC version of the Chiefs. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, listen, Goodell's from DC, bro. Like Goodell is for all intents and purposes, Roger Goodell is a Commanders fan for all intents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Their market's also not as big as ours, though. Yeah, he is. They're not their market though. I don't think they have a fan base, but it's like all these Commanders fans is crazy. Like they're all out the woodwork now because like it's like they haven't been relevant in so long. I do say this: it is very crazy that the Commanders are in the NFC Championship before Dallas in this century, which is crazy.
I knew that was coming. Yo. I knew that was
Jaden
coming.
Daniels has more NFC appearances than Dak Prescott. Crazy.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
In a year.
I think I think he's tied with them on wins because I think Dak had 2 wins in the postseason. Jaden Daniels, his first year, already got 2 postseason wins. That's crazy. Dak's been playing since 2015, like 10 years coming up on. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, some
Dude's,
people have it, some people don't.
Cowboys and Giants are just bottom feeders at this point. I think the Cowboys are still going to be bad for a little while. I just think they are, man. I just don't think they don't have a formidable running game at all. Like they got rid of Tony Pollard. They didn't pick up anybody. There were so many running backs on the market last year too. Derrick Henry, Saquon. They weren't going to get Saquon, but Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon. You had guys on the market that they could have gotten. They didn't pick up anybody. So as long as Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones are
As long as Jerry's alive, man, Cowboys is not going nowhere, man. I hope he stays alive as long as I hope this man lives to be 200, 300 years old, man. I hope he has a long billionaire life where he is continually being the Dallas Cowboys owner.
Yeah, exactly. Until that would be hilarious. They somebody said this though, that wasn't even a Cowboys fan. They said that Stephen Jones, like, and a lot of that family doesn't know how to actually be a GM. They don't know how to do stuff that like Howie does. Like, when you actually have a really good front office and good GM, you can put a solid team together. Sometimes it's about putting that ego aside and just hiring someone that knows how to do this. You need to hire somebody that knows how to actually scout and actually be able to do the salary cap stuff and be able to it's actually a professional at this. Because just because you're the owner's son does not mean you're qualified to do this type of stuff. There's guys that are actually really professional at this. I mean, perfect example, Howie Roseman, and you see what he's done. And then Kansas City's front office, and even I would say Buffalo, some of these teams got great front offices. Even the 49ers, they have a good front office. They do. So it's, Dallas, just keep Stephen Jones in the front office there. Keep Jerry's son there, and they're going to continue to suck for a while.
I think the 49ers just had an unfortunate season. I think they're a pretty good team, and I think they do have good weapons, but I just think they had an unfortunate season where they had some injuries.
Yeah, especially CMC. See, Christian McCaffrey being down is huge. He's there. He's their Saquon Barkley. Like, you don't no Christian McCaffrey. Like, your team isn't going anywhere. And then Drake Greenlaw was hurt majority of the year too. So I still think they're one of those teams that they have a bad year and then they bounce back the next year. So I still do expect them to be a force, in the NFC going forward. But it's going to be exciting for years to come. It looks like with Washington, that's going to be an exciting matchup for a long time, with Jaden Daniels and that team. People also forget Dan Quinn's also been to a Super Bowl too as a coach. He took the Falcons there, although it was the worst collapse of all time, 28-3, but he's been there. He's also won a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator too with Seattle too, with the Seahawks. He was the defensive coordinator when they won a Super Bowl.
Oh wow, yeah, their defense was good that year. I know that.
Yeah, because I know because the Broncos, they had like arguably a top 3 Bills, like the best offense of all time. Like I think it was considered the greatest offense of all time.
That was an unfortunate year for us. We got beat by Russell Wilson. So,
and you know what? The Seahawks ran a similar team to how we do right now. They leaned on Marshawn Lynch. How we lean on Barkley. They leaned on Marshawn Lynch, how we lean on Barkley, and they had a solid defense. And see, people keep saying that Hurts not throwing the ball a lot, like that we can't win a Super Bowl if Hurts is only throwing 150 yards. But I saw a statistic. I actually looked back. Russell Wilson had under 3,000 passing yards, similar to Hurts that year they won the Super Bowl. They leaned on their defense, and they had a good running game with Marshawn. So similar, you know what I mean? Like we'll see what happens. Defense does win championships, though. And then Zach, you saw like 2 years later, obviously, like your team was right back in it, and then you won not even with your offense because Peyton actually didn't really have to do that much. It was mainly the Broncos defense, which was solid. They shut down that extremely highly potent, Panthers offense with their defense. So that's proof defense wins championships.
When it comes to Hurts, bro, can I just drop some statistics, some playoff statistics? Because people do like to come at Hurts about his passing yardage and stuff. But in all reality, right? It's Hurts has thrown. This is by CBS Sports, by the way. Hurts has thrown for 131 and 128 playoff yards, and the Eagles' 2 playoff games, both wins, right? But in 5 games that Hurts has thrown for less than 150 yards, Eagles are 5-0. So he's just doing what he's asked to do in this system. It's the system. It's the way
that
things
is
are set
crazy.
up. Yeah,
that's a crazy. I saw that, man. That's a crazy stat. That when Hurts throws under like 30 yards, we're 5-0, but we lose when he has a big game. Even the Super Bowl, he had a huge game. What, like 375 yards, but we lost. It's crazy. Yeah, that's insane. But George, what's up, man? Welcome in.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up, guys? What's up, Rich, Rob, Zach?
How you doing?
Guys? Chilling. Just actually getting some stuff done. I want to tune in real fast. I know we're talking about the Eagles and the Super Bowl and what's going on, with the seeds and all that, but what's rankings?
Yeah.
I was listening to you guys a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick. Yeah, no, I'll ask you real quick. So, Chiefs and Bills, who do you got? And then Eagles, Commanders, who do you have winning those matchups?
Oh, I got us, bro. I got the Eagles over the Commanders, but it's going to be a close one, I think. And I think, honestly, Kansas City is going to, I think the Bills are going to drag it out, but I think Kansas is going to figure out a way to win, and it'll be a rematch of Super Bowl in 2023, I believe it was. Chiefs versus
2023,
Eagles. Yeah. Super Bowl, yep. So that's what I think. But honestly, the Bills, if the Bills somehow do win, bro, they could be they already are kind of their relation team a little bit. They've done very well. So I think the Bills, they beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
So. And they have a pretty good team this year.
I'm the minority here. Everybody will expect it. Picks Kansas City Eagles. I'm just gonna pick Eagles Buffalo. But like I said, I absolutely could see. I think the Chiefs are the more clear one. It is one of those things where you have to say, show me. The Bills have to show you something, right? Because Kansas City has beaten the Bills, like Rob was saying, Buffalo and Josh Allen are 0-3 against Mahomes in the playoffs. So they have to show you something to really believe it's going to happen. I thought last year for sure Buffalo was going to beat Kansas City. They had the home field advantage. Kansas City had to go to Buffalo, Bills Mafia, and Kansas City still won on the road.
Yeah, that's actually a good point because you saw how it was when Brady, when he was playing, when he'd play at the Dolphins, they'd always have his number no matter who it was, and it just, when you said that, I thought of that and I was like, oh, well, maybe Mahomes is kind of like the kryptonite to Josh Allen, even though he's doing good. So, it could be like that.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely could be. We have a kryptonite here in Philly. I think it's Seattle. We can't say it's Russell Wilson anymore because Russell Wilson, we played him with the Steelers and we were able to beat him. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. Every single time it seems like we play the Seahawks, we lose. Even last year in the game where
they give us some problems.
Yeah, we lost to Geno. Yep, last year.
We're break the test.
Actually, wasn't it? Wasn't it Drew Lockett last year? I think Geno was actually hurt. We lost to Drew Lock. We lost to, dude.
You're right. Wow.
Drew Lock. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just Pete Carroll. Because now, you know what I mean? Pete Carroll always had our number. Like every time we played the Seahawks, they always beat us. It's kind of like any of my friends that are Cowboys fans, like they know Green Bay always has Dallas's number every single time. Dallas
right?
and the Packers play. Dallas and the Packers play. A lot of it was Aaron Rodgers over the years, but they always had Dallas's number.
One of those teams that you always beat them. For some reason, the Cowboys can't really beat the Packers. Like it's
Yep,
just
it's
like that. It's like
kryptonite.
with
And
the
then we
Lions
always would beat,
and some other teams.
and it was the opposite. We would always beat the Packers, and Dallas would always beat the Seahawks. So it's weird. Like it's sometimes you just have those kryptonite teams. In this case for Buffalo, it's the great Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, right? But
They're a good team, of course, but yeah.
I don't know. Like just think if the Chiefs weren't even in the AFC, how many Super Bowls Lamar and Josh Allen probably would have been to by now. You know what I mean? It's Kansas City is the juggernaut in the AFC. Everything always goes through them. So we'll see. I'm hoping Buffalo, but you guys might be right. Might be Kansas City. I just think maybe it's Josh Allen's time to finally get over that hump, but we'll see. I think the Zebras might play a big factor.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think a lot of these games and these scenarios that we've been talking about for the past 5 minutes or so, I think it really all has to do with matchups. I think, it's just certain teams that are matched up. I feel like we're matched up well against the Steelers. For the past couple, we've had the Pittsburgh Steelers number for a while. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I think we're matched up well against the Chiefs. I think we're matched up well against the Bills, and I think we're matched up well against the Commanders. It's I think the issue and the thing that we should be worrying about as Eagles fans, or the things that Bills fans should be worried about with Kansas City Chiefs are hey, execution. Are we going to execute when it means the most? Is everybody going to be able to do their job when their number is called? And that's the thing that we
Yep.
always, as Eagles fans, we can make it easy on ourselves, right? We remember that Rams game, we had 2 touchdown lead, or sorry, we could have had a 2 touchdown lead. Jake Elliott missed his extra point, and then
The
they
extra point
came
would go
back
up
and
there.
scored
Yeah.
and drove back down the field, and it was in danger of us losing that game. And see, it's almost
Yeah.
like, we make it things harder on ourselves when we don't have to. And I feel like that may be the Bills, too. The Bills, when they play the Chiefs, sometimes I think Allen balls out, but I think some elements of his offense with drop passes and certain things just tend to rear its ugly head, in the postseason. So we'll see, and I'm really hoping that that's going to be reversed, and that's going to be Chiefs, because Chiefs are not that great this year. Let's be honest, the Chiefs are not that great this year.
No.
You know.
Nope. They just find ways to win. They do. I mean, but also they've had a lot of help this year, which is like I'm fine with I'm fine with the Chiefs winning games if they win respectfully, not with the refs helping and everything. That's why I said last year I just had to tip the cap. You know what I mean? I think that they went on the road and they won. They won in Baltimore. They won in Buffalo. Did they have to go on the road? I think they hosted Miami. I think they had the home game there, but they went on the road and they played 2 tough games and then went to the Super Bowl and played a 49ers team that was playing really well last year. So I will say if the Eagles, I agree. I think the Eagles do match up well with Kansas City because defense does win championships, and they have a good defense, but our defense is even better. And our offense is better. That's the one thing that Kansas City, they say, struggles a little bit with is stopping the run. And we have a really good we have a really good running attack, obviously, with Saquon, best in the league. So that could be one thing. And I don't know if anybody in the league can stop Saquon. I'm going to be honest. So, the Steelers did the best job this year at stopping them when we played them. They held them to under 100. But also, that was the game when Hurts and Brown, put all those differences aside, right? There was all that negative locker room talk, and then Hurts and Brown came out and both had big games, and that was Hurts' best passing game of the year, I think. So we can get it done on both ends. We don't need to.
Yeah, my mind is like sporadic. I remember I don't know if it was Rich or Rob that said without like the close games, the Chiefs probably wouldn't have made the playoffs. I can't remember who said it, but that's true. It would have been like 8-9. I was watching like a I don't know what it was, if it was like a documentary or it was something on the Chiefs this year, and it said, oh, they're in like 8 of their wins, they should have been 0-8 based on their last play, because one play was like a blocked field goal, one was a missed pass interference, one was a missed holding call or false start, something like that, and they were bailed out on those 8 games that they potentially should have lost. They should have been like 8-9, shouldn't have made the playoffs and whatnot, but yet they're 15-2 and they were the first seed and whatnot. But yeah, that was some crazy thing that I saw, and I was like, really? So
Yeah, no, that's an interesting stat. I did not know that, but wow. Yeah, and honestly, I just think the division is going to get better for like not for Kansas City, but in terms of talent, I think the Broncos are going to be good with Bo Nix, and I think that division is going to get a little bit tougher for them because they've had a relatively easy division for the last 5 or 6 years. Like they haven't really had much, and I do think, the Chargers are very known to choke, but give Jim Harbaugh another year with that team.
yeah,
And we'll see. I'm not gonna lie. As of now, it does kind of look like Herbert is a little bit overrated because it's just like there's a lot of hype around him. I think he's a good quarterback, but he does have to start winning in the playoffs. But like I said, let Jim Harbaugh get another year with them, and we'll see what happens. He's a really good coach. Raiders, I don't really know what the Raiders are doing, but I do think the Chargers and the Broncos are going to start to be a little bit more competition for Kansas City going forward. So they very well, might have a couple tough years there where they don't wind up winning a division, we'll see. But I do like Bo Nix. I think he's good. He looked good this year, especially towards the end of the year. And I'm excited to see maybe some shakeup inside that division for sure.
that's okay. But I do think the Eagles,
Yeah, exactly. Be excited.
they're gonna win. Go Birds!
Yeah, it would be cool to see a rematch. It'll be definitely cool to see a rematch between us and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But we cannot lose.
Yeah.
If the rematch happens.
No.
We cannot.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna be mad. You'll be mad either way if you get there and lose. But Buffalo's never won one, right? They never won a Super Bowl. Right. So yeah, you're gonna be really pissed at first. It doesn't matter who you lose to because we really do believe we can win it all. So, but as things kind of simmer down, you'll be able to kind of accept Buffalo more. Like, okay, they never won one. They got a solid fan base. Yeah, Bills Mafia. Those fans have been waiting for a Super Bowl forever. Okay, but dude, I will be sick if we lose to Kansas City and a three-peat. Three-peat. If that happens, Travis Kelce's going to get down on one knee. He's going to propose to Taylor Swift. This is going to be the NFL script league. I don't know if you guys believe in the logo conspiracy theory.
I've seen it.
You guys believe in the logo colors and stuff?
Didn't they have blue in it though this year?
But last year, they changed it. So it was originally purple and green, and apparently they changed the logo. So it was supposed to be purple and green. I don't know if it's supposed to be Ravens Eagles, and they switched it to red and green now. So now it's like Kansas City. But I will say that. Yeah, so people are like, yo, the script is leaked. It's going to be Kansas City Eagles. But Buffalo also got some red too. And then also people forget about this too. Everybody thought it was going to be Ravens and Niners last year because it was red and purple. But what happened there? It was red and red. It was freaking the Chiefs and the Niners. It wasn't red and gold, or it was red and purple was the logo. So where'd the purple go? So that's the thing people don't like. I don't quite believe in that. I think it is kind of interesting how they changed the colors, but purple and red. Well, the Ravens didn't make it last year, so they got to the AFC Championship, but Kansas City beat them.
You know what would be really cool? I know it's not going to happen, but Bills and Commanders. That would be interesting, but there would not be much marketability around that one because the Chiefs.
We would be mad on our end.
We would be really mad if that happened. We wouldn't like it, but yeah.
it'd be cool to see,
Yeah.
but like it's
The
not gonna
worst
happen.
case scenario for me. Yeah, worst case scenario for me would be Commanders Chiefs. I'd be so
Oh
mad.
my
Oh
god!
my god.
Oh
I
my.
would. I don't think
Chiefs, I'd
anyone
be
would
so
watch
pissed.
that.
I probably won't even watch the Super Bowl.
Bro, I wouldn't watch it
It
either.
would be pretty.
I
Not very
know for
multiple
real. I'm
teams.
not gonna watch that.
Commanders never won it either, and Buffalo never won it. So
But
you wouldn't be
Commanders
big.
got
Commanders
rival.
have won it.
Oh no, Commanders did win it.
Yeah, Commanders have. Not Commanders have won
It's been a
3,
while,
man.
though.
They've won 3.
Commanders
They
got
were a
3
good
Super
team back in the
Bowls.
day.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
three
they
Super-
don't
they
win
got
it in the
one
last
a week,
10
though.
years though.
Yeah, I don't think they've been to the Super Bowl in 33. I think this is the first time they've. No, I don't think they've been to the Super Bowl in 33 years. They said so. It's been a long. It's longer than me. I haven't even been here, so not. Yeah, I don't think any of us. I think George, you have, but I don't think any of the rest of us have were even here.
So they won it in like 91, 1990, 1991.
91,
Yeah.
yeah. 30.
Man, why would you let a team
Yeah, but you know what?
Why would you let a team go to the Super Bowl who can't even decide their name? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I would hate that so much. I don't even think I wouldn't watch that Super Bowl, but I'll be honest, I cannot. As much as like I like Jaden Daniels, he plays on the wrong team for me. He's in a division. I can't root for him. I can't root for him. Like I can't
Division
root for him.
rival versus the team that beat us in the Super Bowl that we hate. That's the worst
I
outcome.
can't. It was like last year, man. I couldn't stand the 49ers and went up against the Chiefs. I hate to say it, last year I had to root for the Chiefs, man. I hate like the Niners. I couldn't stand the Niners fans, man. Like how much trash they were talking. I had to root Chiefs. It's different if like you're not in the conference, but we saw those Niners fans last year. Them Niners fans talk. Like I couldn't like let the Niners, man. I could not root for them. I cannot root for them. I was
I just
salty.
hope the Bills win, man. That's it. I just hope the Bills win.
If it's a Bills Eagles Super Bowl, man, I
It'll
feel
be
like
nice. It'll
that's
be
the
nice.
most marketable, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. It's a new team in the AFC.
Yeah.
And the Eagles are special to watch. So
Yeah.
Oh, that would be 2 huge fan bases going to the Super Bowl. Yo, the Eagles and the Bills fans, like Bills Mafia, like that would be a crazy rated game.
yeah.
That'd be a
Josh
pretty good
Allen, Saquon Barkley. Oh man, that'd just be a hell of a
Isn't
game.
the coach coach for the Bills a former Eagles coach? Sean?
Former defensive coordinator. Yeah, former defensive coordinator, Sean McDermott. Yeah, so that's a big story too.
He works for the Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a former defensive coordinator under Andy Reid. That's crazy.
That's a lot of
We saw
storylines.
with that. We saw last year too when the Eagles played Bills. It went to overtime, went all the way to overtime, and the Eagles won in overtime at the end. That was a hell of a
They
game.
won it with the field goal, right? I think, wasn't it? Like they won it like with like at the very end overtime. Yeah. That was the last big game we won. Then we started losing a lot of games. I remember. I think
we
won a couple in a row.
with,
Then we
Jalen
won
Hurts.
that one.
Yeah.
We dropped like 3 games after that. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how it was. But Buffalo, Buffalo's no joke, bro. They're actually a pretty good team. You know what I mean? We gotta be a little sharper than we did looked against LA. Like we can't be played soft. You know, we gotta blitz a little more and just push them to the edge and just keep doing our the Philly special. You know, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah,
But,
I feel like they won't. I feel like they won't blitz that much. This Fangio just hasn't done it that much this year. You have to spy Jaden Daniels for sure. Like he's gonna make plays to get out of the pocket. I actually rewatched the highlights of that game we lost. We had them on like a 4th and 11, and they went for it because they were desperate. And Jaden Daniels used his legs and got that 4th down. Like it was a big 4th and 11 where if they didn't get it, they could have lost it. He ran for like 30 yards. I was like, dude, that type of stuff cannot happen. You have to have short tackles. I will say this kid Burks, he's actually been okay, stepping in for he's been okay stepping in like we're Nakobe Dean. That's a big loss not having Nakobe Dean in the linebacking core. But Zach Baum, boys, he's a beast. Absolute beast. They need to re-sign him. Give him what he wants, man.
He came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, Burks came out of.
I know.
I feel like Burks is good, man. I feel like he played good. If you see the all 20,
and Zach Baum came out of nowhere too. Zach Baum came out of nowhere. Nobody thought Zach Baum was going to be as good as he was.
I never heard of him.
No one. I
Yeah.
know. Me either. And that they you remember we signed Devin White. He never even played. They just released him because like we didn't need him.
Yeah,
Like,
we didn't need him.
yeah, we didn't need him. Zach Baldwin was playing so great. Nobody thought that he was going to be like that. And they're just like, okay, well, and he's been he was a first team All Pro this year, right? I think he got first
Yeah.
team. Yeah,
He's up for defensive
first team
player of the
Pro
year.
Bowler, man. Yeah, beast, absolute beast. And we needed that coming off a year where our linebacking core was horrible last year. Horrible. That
Eagles
was like the
always have
Achilles
horrible
heel of our
linebackers.
defense.
We always have
Yeah,
horrible.
always, because we just don't draft them. Yeah, we just don't draft them. Even Trotter Jr., he's been making some nice surefire tackles. Like I'm curious to see. I think he still probably has a lot of development, but I'm curious to see what he can do. And then another name that we drafted this year, I know he's not in the linebacking core, but on the D line that's actually been playing pretty decent is Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt's actually been playing decent too. So I'm excited for a long time we're gonna have we have like the youngest defense in the league when you take out Brandon Graham. So I just think this team's going to be good for a long time, especially on the defensive side. They're going to be young, and then we have our receivers locked up. We got Barkley locked up. We got Hurts locked up. We got these O-linemen locked up. So we're going to be good for a while, I think. I was trying to think what else was oh, yeah, and I heard Keenan Mitchell's good to go for this week, which is big, too, on that shoulder. So that's big. Yeah, he practiced today. They said he looked good, so it's good to go.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts was a full participant in practice today after being limited on Wednesday, but he's full participant on Thursday, so that's good.
Yeah, they said the only do not participate the DMPs today that did not participate were Cam Jurgens and Dallas Goedert with the ankle, but it could just be a little bit of rest. I guess we'll see tomorrow. Dallas Goedert is just crazy. I think Calcaterra has been super serviceable behind Goddard. But I'm not going to lie. I want to keep my eye on that Jurgens thing because Jurgens is our center. We need Jurgens. I'd actually say we need Jurgens more than Goddard. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Dallas Goedert isn't important because he is, but Calcaterra has actually been very serviceable this year behind Goddard for the games that Goddard missed. So, it's big. So let's keep our eyes on Cam Jurgens. And, yeah, they said, Hurts was full participant too. So I was worried after Keenan went out last week. I'm not going to lie. I like Isaiah Rodgers, but he's not Q.
At all.
Q, so.
And we need somebody to take out Terry McLaurin. So.
Yep. Yeah, he had a nice touchdown on Q last time. But that was it. Like the first time we played him, shut down. I don't think he had one catch on Q. In the first game, so we just got to get back to that. That's crazy to shut down Terry McLaurin like that, to have no catches on Keenan Mitchell. Crazy.
Rookie at that. That's wow.
I know, because Terry's been in the league. He's a vet. He's been around. I know some Commanders fans telling me, Lattimore going to shut down. I'm like, Lattimore gets torched every single time we've played them this year. Lattimore's done nothing. Like, A.J. Brown is just like school Lattimore. I think Lattimore's cooked. I think he's done. Like,
I agree.
I was like, Lattimore. Like, I think he had like 3 pass interference calls when he was covering A.J. Brown like last time we played them. I'm like, nah. Like, you put him ISO 1-on-1, A.J.'s going to cook him. Like, so we'll see. The only thing that worries me, I want to see what Hurts' mobility looks like. Because, if Hurts can't get out the pocket and run as much, I'm not going to lie, that makes me a little worried because that run threat, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have that run threat, they could really stack it on Barkley. So I am curious to see how Hurts' mobility looks as well. But I do think we're going to win. I think we're going to out-physical them. And I think our team is just – we're bigger and we're more physical. So that's what you need to beat this team. And I think Detroit, with all those injuries on the defense, they were a little soft. They were a little bit softer. They couldn't, Washington was the more physical team when them two teams played. They weren't physical enough. So, and Goff throwing 4 picks. So,
yeah, I mean, it says,
Yeah.
It says something though about the Lions and the when they played the Commanders. They had 5 turnovers in total, and they still kept it a pretty close game. So, I mean,
that's true.
That impressed me. The fact that you gave him the ball 5 times and it's still what was it? 13-point game, 17-point game, something like that.
But there's
Yeah, I
no
think a
Jalen
14. Yeah, I
Hurts.
think it was 45-31. Yeah, and
Okay.
that's the thing.
There was no Jalen
The one
Hurts.
thing good about her.
The offense kept going three
What's
and
that?
out. Our offense stalled, so the Commanders kept getting chances at getting the ball back because it was no Eagles offense. Sometimes you ever hear the term? Sometimes offense is the best defense. Like sometimes attacking is the best
Yeah,
defense.
Hmm.
They had more
yeah.
time of possession than us by a lot because
Oh no.
3 and out for
Oh, I know
Eagles.
what you're talking about, Rich. You're talking about how the Commanders had those 4 or 5 turnovers. Yeah, I think he was saying the Lions game. The Lions game.
Oh, the
Yeah.
He was
Lions.
saying
In
that
the Lions game,
The
yeah.
Lions had
Oh, my
turnovers.
bad. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
the Lions
No,
had
you're
5
good.
turnovers, and that game was still. Nah, that's confusing because now the Eagles similar thing. It was just Washington had the 5 turnovers. But I was
Hmm.
gonna say, no, in that Lions game, that was still a 2-touchdown game. They still hung 31 on the Commanders' defense, even with 5 turnovers. So that does say a lot that Washington needed those 5 turnovers to really win like that. And the one benefit about Hurts is Hurts has done a relatively good job of taking care of football. He hasn't been turning the football over, so he needs to continue that. He almost lost a fumble last week. He was lucky he didn't Gainwell landed on it, but you got to be smart with the football. Don't turn it over. If it's not there, throw it away. Punt. Don't force things against this team. Play your style. Run the clock. Defense stays fresh that way. I think you win the ball game. I think that's how you play.
I agree. And time of
I
possession,
think
keep the
that's
ball out of Daniel's hands. If you dominate, you
yeah.
run all over him. The 30th rush defense. What you said, Steve? Yeah, 30th rush ranked
Mhm.
defense. If you just run them
Yeah.
down, wear their defense out, keep the ball, and keep the ball out of Jaden Daniels' hands, you could win it. This could actually. I'll agree. If you can do all those things, it could be a blowout.
Yep. It definitely could be. It definitely could be. I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping they win by 2 touchdowns. That'd be nice, comfortable. Don't have to stress. Don't have to sit there and be pulling our hair out like the last game where it came right down to the wire, which was crazy. At least the Packers game was somewhat comfortable. That game last week there was no comfort at the end of that game, until that last play. But I hope it's not like that this week. But hey, as long as they get the win, I'm good with it. But if it's a comfortable win, that'd be nice. We'll see though. We'll see. So I think we're all in agreement. The Eagles, and then everyone's picking Chiefs. I'm just going Bills for this one. And I think the Bills are. I think Josh Allen will get over it, but
I
we'll
mean,
see, guys. I
I'd
think
like
that
to not
Cosme
choose the
play.
Chiefs. So
Yeah,
I'd like to choose the Bills, but
I know.
theoretically, it's 99% going to the Chiefs.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, hey, the Bills have to show something, to kind of get that respect. And then I think if the Bills do win, the whole respect on Josh Allen's name, everything's going to kind of change of how people look at Josh Allen. So this is like a one of those kind of career defining moments for like someone. So he's got a big game here where if he beats Mahomes and beats the Chiefs, that's a big moment for them. Also, that could actually maybe bode into the Eagles' favor a little bit there if they do win, because they might be so hyped that they finally got past the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. You knock off the champs, you might be riding. I mean, I will say at least you get 2 weeks rest, I guess, for them. They don't have to go off 1 week, but they might be still riding that high. They finally got past Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl. So kind of like the Vikings when they had the miracle catch thing with Diggs, and they played us the next week and they got smoked
Got slumped.
because that was like their Super Bowl.
Got slumped.
Winning that crazy. Yeah, they got smoked. But curious to see. I think that Cosme injury for the O lineman for Washington's huge, but I think that's a big X factor. Jalen Carter lines up against that guy, so that'll be interesting to see. But I think I'm good with kind of wrapping up there, unless you guys have some ending thoughts. I thank you guys for all coming on. Zach, Rich, Rob, George, and I know Dante was on, but Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. I think it was a great episode. Go Birds, go Bills.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Whole birds.
Peace out, bro.
Yep,
Take
Birds.
care,
See ya.
brother.
Birds, go Bills. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, great
Yeah.
weekend.
Thanks for having me on. Thank you.
Yep,
Take care.
no problem, guys. Have a good night.